and stuff?
Well, not really, no.
Which one is the most wheeling and
No.
dealing?
Well, I mean, Hong Kong is pretty up there. I know that for a fact.
Yes, but I think Raslin's looking for besides Hong Kong.
I mean, any other place in America, probably.
That's right. Because
Probably New York or something.
It was San Angeles that was nuked. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can find New York.
McKay, give me a shadow. Everybody roll shadow lore. McKay, you're to plus 20 for reasons. Colburn goes,
do you still have that victory, TJ?
Yes, I do.
I got a hole card. Do you want to put that in?
I would. Ooh.
come on, put it in the hole.
Yeah.
So you got garbage to hand me? Or are you going to give me the victory? Hang on a second here.
Yeah, and then you can hold card it or whatever.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, if you have to leave, Jay, be sure to contact the artist to find out what the Hero Point Award is and do your skill ups because I know you got a couple of them at a later time.
Yeah, which one of you wants a clogging greed?
I'll take that.
Ooh.
Yeah, he needs it.
He needs it.
Hey, Freddie. Just so you know, I just discarded a card by accident. I'm going to discard this one. But would you have wanted to trade for a check in willpower? I already have one.
No.
Does anybody want to check in willpower?
Here you go. I'll trade you a card.
Just throw it out. I just threw it out by accident when I was...
And throw that out right on top of the picture. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what I could potentially do if things are too chaotic there is
check in willpower.
Just go establish another location for us to go to.
Nobody made shadow lore, huh?
No.
Good on ya.
Rad. I'm telling you, I just got a feeling about this one. Take and look at the political scene around the world, see what the hot topic is, and just try to set the scene. Set a stage, set the right one photograph to draw the world into the conflict. That's all it takes. It's just one image.
You might be able to shake the pillars of heaven there.
What you could do is make a video of Zin Hai Young fucking an octopus.
And everyone would see his face.
Yeah, the problem is nobody knows what he looks like. He's got something about him.
Why am I imagining Freddy's face on the octopus?
That's why I kind of like the idea. Like maybe if they see it that way, that's the only face they'll remember.
Wait, hold on. When I saw his face in that photo, he had a face, right? So
you can't really remember what it looked like, but you're sure he had a face.
No, that's why you got to do the country. You got to do the nation. Their army as a nation as the bad guy, not the person, the nation.
So Logan, what I want to do is play that I've got it here somewhere card. That's kind of what I was getting at is I think what would be useful is having the backstopped credentials for actual mainland China. So I can move back and forth from Hong Kong to China.
Sure. I've got it here somewhere card though doesn't give the fully backstopped credentials and stuff like the I've got my papers card does. So riskier.
Okay.
The I've got my papers right here card is the fully backstopped one, as opposed to this is an ID that should get me through. Hopefully.
Hey man, try this. If you see him like on the news or something, try and take a photo or a sketch of his face and see if when you look at it it's still the same or if it's distorted.
or if you take it to a different zone, if you can
Yeah.
then start looking, you can then see it.
Why don't you just pull that picture out of your pocket of him?
Hmm?
Yeah, you got that card on you, don't you?
Instead of the
I think they're
Well,
talking
yeah.
about Zen Hai Young.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
Yes,
thinking.
but
Why
you've got it
don't
here,
instead of you getting paper that may or may not work, you pull out his picture.
and we see whether or not it actually works here.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not
Issue of
shot
him being
down right away.
blurry.
It all depends if that's something he wants to give us.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to think of. What's something useful that would apply? I've already got
I mean,
papers.
also, if you can find what happened to him at the age of 15, he had some kind of accident, that may give you more clues into
Well, we
what
could
he's all
find
about.
the sister in the convent and maybe
Yeah.
approach her first. She might
Yeah, that-
actually be able to give us background information. Just because it's his sister does not mean the two of them get along.
That's right.
Families do not always get along.
And it was when he was 18 and he's only 35 now. So
It's still fresh.
yes, it's something, but there is definitely something funky about him. The fact that he seems to have some magic going on. So whether or not he's an avatar of Nyarlathotep or what's going on, who knows?
Yeah, I think tracking her down in the convent might not be a bad idea.
Mm. And also, but what would happen? Let's say that the government wins. They drive out all the poor people. What happens then? What happens to Hong Kong? What is
think-
the end goal that they're going for?
The end goal is to enforce their rule, I'm assuming.
But there'll be no people there for them to rule over. Everyone's
A
leaving.
lot of the people that are fleeing to Hong Kong fled from mainland China. All the refugees, the Umbrella Movement, hadn't they fled there from mainland China? That's why all the streets were clogged up, because the people who were refugees from mainland China.
Oh. So I thought it was like students and young people.
Yeah, college.
There were
Who
some
led
of
it?
them.
Those are the ones who started it.
So
They're
it's
the
mostly
protesters.
refugees from the mainland.
Oh, that was my understanding. We need to double check that.
Well, I know that the protesters, the Umbrella Movement, are, college students,
Hmm?
poor people generally, the people that are getting fucked the most by the
Yeah.
corporations.
You should just ignore that leader for now. The young guy. I know he's a threat. I get it. He's a bigger plot.
It'd take too long to get to.
Too hard to get to. For now, cause a distraction to get the army to pull out. That's all I'm saying. It has.
He's the one. So
Yeah.
New Sun is the one he's the one advocating dealing with citizens getting above their situation with a show of overwhelming force. They recently had a heavily censored incident which made Tiananmen Square look like small time, tens of thousands dead. So I think the world knows about it going on.
You think that's the problem. Nobody's been there lately to see. Has this stuff been getting blocked, censored, not out? We don't know.
Yeah.
If they have
It's
the
just-
technology to broadcast it, they got the technology to block it.
But they tickled it. They tickled it. How can you be so insensitive?
especially if that neutral Australian English reporter who was grievously wounded trying to get the footage out of the country.
But
I'll shoot you.
Freddie's not playing tomorrow, is he? How can you
No.
wound him if he's not playing? Are you playing tomorrow, Freddie?
I'm not Australian either.
No,
Well, you know.
Colburn, tomorrow?
Mhm.
Shoot,
When-
Freddie.
No. Rad's gonna have to get roughed up, I think, and you're just the man to do it.
So what you're
Oh, I
suggesting
could
is,
never rough up such a beautiful man.
That's what makes it the horror.
let's say for instance that
Right
Radson
before I put him
manages
on camera,
to
I'll have him read a book. Get
he
that look
manages to
inside.
what if he does manage to get footage out of the country to, say, Europe or America or whatever, and they see it, and then they're like, oh, we don't care about Hong Kong. Leave them alone.
Yeah,
Let
just get
them.
that picture of the tanks rolling over the orphanage. You rescue an orphan, just drag an orphan out of there. That'll go great.
Why would other people care is one thing.
It's an orphan.
What's their incentive? Yeah, but it's not their orphans. It's some other country's orphans.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, Freddie,
Yeah.
you seriously underestimate the power of bleeding hearts in large numbers.
This world is crap sack cyberpunk.
Yeah, Pete remembers.
Oh, yeah.
This is all about people out for number one. This is a dark, dirty world.
Mm.
Doing the sub story tearjerker about an orphan ain't gonna do diddly.
I think it would work more if we did something to scare off the Chinese. Like we make it sound like all these activists come down with a plague or something. Like, fuck this, let's get out of here.
Or you actually
Then they'll probably nuke it.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's not a problem.
Night City's already been nuked.
Just hop on a sailboat and head to Australia.
You'll just have to poke around and get the feel for what's best.
I think so.
I think.
I mean,
I unfortunately think the avenue is going to be New Sun because he's the one that's agitating all this.
Yep.
He's the main driver behind all this agitation.
There's one big link hanging out that attaches to him that is not protected by the military.
Yeah,
or the government.
Yeah.
And his sister may be a way of getting to him, talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might be hard to get to, but we can put out some kind of message that he might go for.
I mean, if you can somehow discredit Zhen Haiyang and have,
It's not going to matter. Don't
No?
forget, he's got some sort of.
Oh, yeah, he has a persuasive thing.
He's got some sort of magic going on, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's going to take too long. I think.
On what his sister has to say.
Mm.
Yeah, I think if we're going to get to him, we'd have to do it in some big, bold way that got his attention and got him curious.
His sister doesn't get along.
And
People know what his weakness is.
What countries do you know exist there?
They only know that Hong Kong and the U.S. exist for sure, I think.
And China, and I'd have to check my notes, but we passed through a couple of Asian countries when I was last there. When I went there with a few other people.
When has the U.S. ever really been afraid to step in and mess with?
Because the U.S. isn't really because the U.S. isn't really the U.S. anymore. The U.S. is a conglomerate of states controlled by mega corporations with lots of infighting, like California.
So there we go. Now we're talking Rad's language here.
California, for example, is its own city-state now. And even though it's called governor, but I think it's seceded from the US from vague memory or something. And the US, as I said, it is crapsack cyberpunk.
Good. Rad, there you go. So corporations, get them involved. Find out.
That sounds hella complicated.
Nah, Rad's good at that.
He is good at it. I have no. If you and him were on tomorrow, that would be quite something to fucking see. But that's a huge operation and shit there. I mean, unless you can find some kind of leverage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it'll require a little bit of poking around first. I haven't really been there a whole lot yet. I think we could do something to get some attention, or we could
find out any weaknesses he has from his sister.
And of course, asking the important questions that have not been asked nor answered.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, other than that, I mean, that's a good question, but yeah. Does anybody have evidence analysis at half from everybody?
Okay, sorry, it was Burma where we ended up in when we should have walked to your side.
I'm gonna play critical thinking, and just succeed on that.
Okay.
As in Myanmar. Myanmar? Or is it Myanmar?
Myanmar. Yep.
Yep, that's where we ended up in.
It
And
looked like Freddie's the only one who might know. I'll type it to him so you guys can call him a liar.
Yes, critical thinking.
mine is
Oh,
30,
there you are. No.
half.
Wait, why do you have a 20 there?
Oh, sorry.
Why
Didn't
do
mean
you
to
have a
make
20
Yeah,
there?
'cause I
You're
had a
such a
20 for the
bad person.
previous
still make
roll,
about
but I
half
still make it by
Just gonna
30.
make
Bad
Okay.
person.
I
All
still
right.
make it by 30, so.
Right. A good question that nobody's asked is why now?
Why now? Yes.
I mean,
Well,
anytime something happens like that, why is it happening now?
Because of the imbalance and all that bullshit.
Well, aside from that's the meta reason. What's the micro reason?
Well, you guys mentioned something about a murder there, and some executive causing the stock prices to plunge. Was that a specific event that triggered the unrest?
I just heard it on the news. Kind of a passing by thing.
Wrestling, you know a shit ton about money and stock markets and real estate, hopefully.
Yeah, some of that stuff.
Be nice to know who gains the absolute most by everything being plunged into darkness financially wise.
That's a nice question.
Oh,
Super powerful rich people are usually made during the darkest of times.
yeah.
America, America.
Well, he is part of a. What was that word called? The Japanese word.
Yakuza.
No.
Oh,
By
you
the way,
might,
they're Chinese, aren't they?
I need to actually jump off now. So if you guys
All
All right.
have any other ideas, just shoot me a message.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
See you tomorrow, bud.
See you tomorrow.
Correct. That's it. Correct.
Indigo was what I was thinking about.
yeah.
You mean Chinese, Freddie? That's the triads.
No, I'm saying that the picture I found was him meeting a group of people welcoming him into a correct suit.
I'm giving him a card for actually remembering something that could be important.
You have a picture.
Damn it.
Do you know
Where's
who
Wrestling?
those people were?
No.
Oh yeah.
But that might be something to look into.
So where is that information at, Freddie? Where can I get a hold of
Hold
that
on.
or do research on that?
Right here.
Are you playing tomorrow, Tim? Are you one of the guys for tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's you, Jason, and who else?
Rock.
Wrestling.
Rock?
Russ,
Oh, well, yeah. I tap your bracelet a few times and open it up. There you are.
look at my bracelet. Open up, bitch.
I am playing self-improvement.
Hey, Freddie, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you to change the voice command on this thing to open up Sesame.
Alright, I'll change it for you.
Just don't fuck up your roll.
Come
I
on,
mean,
Freddie, give me a computer use roll and fuck it up for me.
Alright.
1 whole point. You busted all.
There you are.
Thank you.
Does anyone want a stat rearrange?
The hell's
No,
that
thank
let
you.
you do?
Rearrange your stats.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 1 point out of a stat, put it into another one.
What does the essence stat do for you?
It's mainly for magic
That's
related stuff.
magic related stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that magic points essence versus essence test. That sort of thing.
Oh yeah, nah, I'll leave it where it's at. That's fine.
So Colburn, if you head
Shit.
to Hong Kong,
I had to. 5 hero are added to the NPC of the GM's choice.
Great. Gee, I wonder who that's going for.
Boop.
Two.
Let's see. Drive
Whoa,
car.
ha, 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 ha. Well, oh wait, no, I got better than that.
Boop. Boop.
Here we are.
Good job.
Cool.
For some reason, I felt like that was going to end in an Asian guy having an orgasm. All right. Right.
I wonder if that's
Yeah. So let me see that fucking info you just threw in there. Open the fuck up in a new field. You do not have permission to access this thread. Excellent. All right. Well,
Log into the board.
Are you logged into the board?
Hey, Tim, you got to log into the boards, man.
Before clicking on the link. Got it.
No, after you click on the link, there's hopefully a thing there allowing you to log in.
Right. TJ's gone for the next hour, so
Message, Ralph.
yeah.
Yes,
It's
I
all an
was
evil
thinking the
plot,
same thing.
Yeah,
And Freddy.
Aeolus about
Mhm.
that.
yeah.
What?
The photo.
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing. It may be
yeah.
worth looking into.
Mm.
And
All right.
You know, Ralph, as a GM, I don't have a lot of strengths, but distraction, I think, is one of my best traits.
Especially when you stand up and we get to watch you walk away. Totally
Yeah.
distracted.
Totally. Look at my sexy belly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What were you guys doing in Cyber Hong Kong before the army started rolling south?
Aeolus was trying to find a clean room to build a PC.
Yeah.
We were just trying to we were buying gear. We did some DNA testing of ourselves.
There you go. So
At a private company.
yeah, real private. So you don't think it goes through the government and things like that, and all this amber DNA gets filtered up, and you got pictures of little JS hanging out with the big hoo-ha. That was probably him talking to me through the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos.
Wait, you're saying that them going and willingly giving their DNA to somebody in order to test was a bad idea, Ralph?
No, it was a private company. That's why you guys got the shaft. Real deep.
I'm sure that it had nothing to do with what happened later in Hong Kong, Ralph.
All right. I don't know. When the police come by and ask for my DNA, I sure give it every time, but
That's because you're masturbating every time the police come by.
as Freddie said, it's practice not to get somebody pregnant. So
But Ralph, the government has your best interest and your safety as their number one concern, Ralph.
can I borrow your hat?
They're always trying to help you, Ralph. I just want your bank account and DNA for safety reasons.
That's why I moved to the pretty much the most remote place in the U.S. I could find. All right.
So if they found, if they did indeed somehow get their hands on our DNA.
The stuff that you gave them, you mean?
Yeah.
I see.
Well, I mean the government, not
To
the.
get the thing you gave them. Go on.
Then how does us giving it to them go from that to Zinha Young doing what he's doing?
Oh, I can't wait to hear Ralph speculate on this. This should be good.
Who else has contacted you through various zones in forms of media?
Justice.
Okay. Now,
Um,
who has the last photograph? Who's in the last photograph of the Zin Young guy with his face? Who else is in the
Justice.
photograph? Right,
Justice.
right. So first you write down Justice, then you circle Justice, right?
Yeah.
What other 12-year-old kid comes walking in here, rips up a picture, as Mike? Who told you earlier something about like a real powerful mage that can travel through different planes and into the dreams and out of the dreams?
Justice.
All right, now you put a little star by it. Then, so you see where I'm going with this? You got name, a circle, a star.
Yes.
Okay, what comes next?
The moon.
No, you have to underline it. So, who is trying to?
He's making his own Lucky Charm cereal. You know that's what he's doing, right?
I'm just trying to speculate here, but hang on.
Yeah.
If you have amber DNA and all this amber DNA is floating in cyber Hong Kong, not to mention there was clones made of you guys. Remember the clones? Anybody? And we forgot about
Yes,
the clones.
I do have a clone in Hong Kong.
And where did it come from?
I don't know.
Where did you get
DNA,
your
maybe?
DNA?
How do you know it's a clone as opposed to not just a shadow version of yourself?
Because
It
they have
could be a
goatees.
shadow version.
But still, no, we confirmed it was a clone. Freddie did.
Did you?
Well, no, if it was a clone, it wouldn't be Asian.
How did you confirm it was a clone?
I don't think it's a clone.
Oh, okay. So when we were where the other spaceship was,
No, that's not cyberpunk.
no, I know. Remember when we went where that thing was down in the pit, and there was the spaceship? Right. Remember those two people in the spaceship?
Yeah.
With the goatees?
Joshua's seen that, by the way.
Except that they've never given over their DNA. So sorry to burst that bubble.
Okay.
They're probably from a different shadow realm.
Me, Joshua, and
Or
They're
they're from a
Latin.
parallel. They're from a parallel universe
All
where
right.
there's a good Mildred and a good Doc.
Just
Some
a mad.
Nonetheless, I don't know. It just keeps pointing to one direction here. And
Not the band.
Yeah, I'm still not getting how that links in with tens of thousands of people getting killed in China.
have you confirmed that, or has anybody confirmed that, or where'd that report come from?
it was on the news.
That was the news that we'd get when we went into China. That was the background news and stuff of what we were going up. Sorry, Hong Kong, as to what was happening in Hong Kong and the environment.
So, Freddie, that's where you get your technology. That's where your DNA was. That is where Raslin is trying to perform some of his operations, right?
Mhm.
What else are you guys doing in Hong Kong? That's where you guys were buying your gear. You're trying to establish a base.
Yeah, pretty much.
So why would Justice give you a book of matches?
Well,
Tim, did you get that message?
1 second. Busy. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, Pornhub, you're always my competition.
the book of matches, I think, is more about the bigger pictures, the eyes and the unicorn and all that. Not sure if it has anything to do with Hong Kong specifically.
No, but justice does have to do with the big picture.
Oh yeah, because
So-
it keeps giving us little hints. Or trying to help us indirectly. He's done this in the past.
Okay, but here's the thing is,
hmm
maybe he's trying to just get rid of the evidence. Who knows? Why? But he's there. He is there in a photo. You think it's just coincidence that he happens
Oh, no.
to get this photo with this guy,
No, definitely not.
and that magic is being used to blur the image? How do you know it's even him? Maybe it's just Justice using a big boy spell, so he could be over 4 foot tall. You don't know.
Mm. Mm.
I'm just throwing it out there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of links there, so just something to be mindful of.
Did you get that message, Tim?
All right. Yeah. That's
Close down Brazilian midgets. Close down other porn. Yep.
China was always coming up.
Mm.
Y'all remember that, Tim? Your first adventures in this campaign? You don't recall that at all?
Dear God, my first adventures in this campaign was like over a year ago.
You see?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Look at poor Ralph. He's dealing with shit over a decade ago.
Fucking,
Almost 3 decades ago.
fucking year ago. You had one game session on a random Saturday, and it was a year ago, and
You need to remember all of it now.
you'd ever play in that shit again. All right, cool.
Yay.
Forgot to store that one in the memory banks and shove out something like, I don't know how to drive a car to remember.
That sounds like a fair trade.
You mean nobody else remembers gaming shit like I do?
Pete does, but he also keeps extensive fucking notes on shit. He has a large crazy wall in his apartment and stuff. I can't wait till we get a player that actually sets up a crazy wall and then they start ranting about it. That'll be the fucking recruitment video for the campaign. And it just completely unhinged. Yeah, I think Freddie may lose some sanity here, which is always my goal as a GM.
But anyways, so let's go back to low-hanging fruit.
hmm
The team is already on the roll for tomorrow for Cyber Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Colburn will be there. He'll figure it all out. I have faith. If not, just burn it to the ground.
Mm-hmm. Just playing with a lighter. I'm on it.
So you're saying the ice tower is out of the question for now? You want to
I'm not
find
saying it's out of the question. Don't know if anybody's got the ability to deal with it.
People are scared of the ice tower. It's bad.
Has anybody tried to put on an ice torque and try to infiltrate it and just walk in?
Oh, hell no.
Wow.
Hell no.
People are scared of the ice torques too.
The ice torques, if you put one on, it doesn't come off. Unless you do really powerful magic.
The biggest problem you're running into here is that's a place where people might have to spend paws, Ralph. And they don't want to do that.
Oh, I refuse. I won't even sit here
Or
like for a pause.
actually, the ice talk is easy to remove.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you just go to Sherma. Sorry, no Sherma. Sherma'd be no good now. You go to a location where magic doesn't work.
Oh, right, okay.
Damn, I was going to get him to walk the pattern again if he ever stuck one on. Because
That's
that
what I
would
was
also
gonna do. I was like, all right. But
Yeah,
anyways,
you just need to find a place where magic doesn't work. You go there. I think post-apocalyptic is it?
Yeah, it is
Um,
possible.
Is another
They
place where magic
did
doesn't
bury a
work.
lot of them there.
Yes, and that's where
Yeah,
a lot
we
of them
did.
were dumped for that
So
very reason.
has anybody visited post-apocalyptic? What are the easy to go to zones? What is the easy go-to places that we can maybe go poke our heads in just for a minute? Hear me out. I don't mean take hold. Just go look and be like, hey, look, maybe we could resettle this land. Maybe we can get the beasts or the MMOs or the elves or fucking whatever they are and move them there. But they're not going to want to leave after they just built all the shit for you.
I think Rasslin has plans for them.
Yeah. But what are the other easy go-to zones for not everybody who can tromp and shadow walk to get to take care of some shit?
Alien post-apocalypse.
That sounds like a nice easy start. Alien
Um,
post-apocalyptic.
That's where I met all my new guys.
Oh, that's something I would have done in the younger days. All right, guys, I got an easy one for you. Trial by fire.
There's
It-
Melwicks,
the
but they're all human.
The problem is you need to have been there already for you to be able to use claims to get there.
Yeah, if we get one of them there, then they can go back and forth.
As long as one person in the group has been to a location, then there is a clems there, then you can use claims to get there.
So here's a suggestion for you more traveled folk. Make sure when you have anybody, be like, has everybody been here? Has everybody been here? And get everybody to go to all of the locations.
We do that on occasion.
On
occasion. But how long is it to take a Clems ride from one Clems to the other?
Couple minutes.
Right.
I haven't been to half these fucking places y'all been talking about.
On occasion, it's usually in the first season, maybe the third season. So every
I
two
mean,
seasons.
it's usually because we're doing other stuff. We're in
Yeah.
the middle of a mission, and
And the problem with going from place to place is you have half the time you end up being stuck there, so getting completely derailed from what you were attempting to do in the first place.
yeah. Try not to get stuck in the village, by the way.
So just asking, just throwing it out there as for Freddie or McKay is like, can't you be like, hey guys, we're going to take the Clems to alien post-apocalyptic, and then just if you can't get back, just shadow walk them back.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I have discovered the ability to use a trump to get to the embassy. I can clems from the embassy to, I believe, the Beastkin land,
That
and
is
then back.
So they put the
The
towel on them, they take the towel off.
you can also go to Voris, by the way. There's a cleanse there.
Vorse? What?
Voris, the that world.
Kind of. There's kind of a Clems there. Kind of.
I used
And
it
you
before.
would have been able to use claims to get to Burlington, which you've also been to before, Cole.
Yeah, don't do that though.
Well, the
but
Clems in
it's
Boris is
underwater
way the fuck a bus
or
right away.
destroyed.
Yeah.
All right, so Clemson Burlington is fucked, so I
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
travel there.
Well, you
Uh,
can, but you can't come back.
Clemson Vor?
Virus.
Voras.
That's where the Sleestack, the modern society Sleestack is.
Clems in
If they ever take you there, TJ, and until they take you there,
Yeah,
you
that's
can't.
where you watch porn on HBO.
and
Oh, no, we
Clems
have to
in
anyway.
embassy. Where's the embassy anyhow?
Beastkin.
Oh, all right. So I don't need to write Beastkin and embassy. I'll just
No.
write Beastkin / embassy location.
There's a Clems in Melwicks.
Never been there.
Is it Clemson Gothic?
Never been there.
I think those are all the Clemson.
Beastkin embassy. All right.
So how come nobody's rolled up into the ice tower? I still don't understand.
Fear. Just outright fear. Well, there are guys that cruise around in this group who fucking sacrifice innocent people to avoid potentially having the monster from the fucking statue come after them.
It's
They're like,
not so much fear as interest for some people.
So I read-
Well,
I read something about Smurfs. Why don't you send them in? They're small, they're tiny, nobody will notice them. They're blue. They
They're
just
not
slip
small.
right in. Oh, look at the
They're not
sliding
small.
ice cubes.
Have we actually proven if they are small or are they
No, they're not small.
huge?
They're
so
human
what are
sized.
you talking about now?
Send in the Smurfs. You know, nobody will see them coming.
How are you going to get to Smurfs?
Oh, that's a big picture. That's more like Freddy's speed.
I'm not going there. Fuck that place.
Which one?
Smurfville.
So you don't like Smurfs and you don't like ice.
I despise Smurfville.
A lot of people really hate the Smurfville for some reason.
If you want, I can take you there someday.
Is it Smurferific?
Mm-hmm. It's
Ah,
Smurftastic.
Rock loves it.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
is
Rock's the only one.
more Smurf cock than anybody else in the campaign, and that's not easy.
Is there a Clem's in Hong Kong?
No.
All right. Do we have a Trump to Hong Kong I can get my hands on?
Yeah, I thought you already had one.
Don't you have one already?
I'm pretty sure Freddie has already given you one.
And
Just
maybe
fire.
one try.
The last time we were in Hong Kong, I'm pretty sure Freddie gave you one.
He apparently doesn't have it written down on his sheet, which means he definitely doesn't have it. He just wants more. More. Feed him Trumps.
Huh.
There's a spare one in the embassy storage if you want to grab that.
Are we at the embassy?
Yes.
You are totally at the embassy, but
Yes, we
getting him
are.
to storage is impossible unless you're Joshua McKay, but he is a mythical creature.
Hey, McKay, can you send somebody to get that? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate that.
He pulls a bell cord, and eventually somebody comes and he relays the message, and then they go relay the message, and then eventually some elf dude brings in the card, and as he walks by Freddy, accidentally steps on Freddy's foot and hands McKay the card, and then he walks out. And he steps on his other foot. My bad. He leaves
There you
because
go.
he knows you're behind it, Freddy. He knows it's your fault.
I've got about a 10-year plan here, and I don't think anything will get fixed in the 10 years that I'm shooting this plan out there for.
It just shows the universe on fire and Swain sitting in the middle on the fucking big throne chair that floats around. He's like, I will get the Infinity Gauntlet and snap my fingers, and all you motherfuckers are disappearing. All you motherfuckers.
That's kind of the plan. Is
All right. Well,
take card, Logan. No. How far up were you in the old Trump line here, McKay? What would it take for me to draw a Trump from memory?
I don't think
Or to
anybody's
not even
gotten-
need those anymore?
I don't know if anybody's gotten that. I wasn't
You
at
have to
the
be
Trump
quite
line.
far up.
I said it's a 10-year plan, guys.
I'm quite close to being able to draw a Trump from another Trump,
Uh-huh.
but nothing from memory yet.
But yes, you're Freddie and you focus on a lot of different things, so you got a lot of different skills. So what if I do this? And Logan, this is a GM warning.
With
10 years from now, in 2030,
0.
I plan on drawing a Trump of random from my memory, from old random, and then trying to suck him through. So you got 10 years to prep for this one.
right.
Mark it down.
Okay.
Just skip all this unicorn crap.
No, I want Freddy to fuck the unicorn. We all know it's going to happen.
Dollar says it goes the other way around.
It's going to be a strap-on then.
So, Swade, why do you want to remove the ice tower?
Because it's there. Because the Ice Torque guys were coming in and they were attacking us in Burlington.
Yes. Which they can't anymore.
Why? How do you know?
Because the rift is closed. Hence why Burlington is flooding.
Okay. What other zones have they been going into?
None.
You're sure?
None that we know of, because they cannot use Clems, and they would only be able to use certain gates, because there are some gates that Doras can use, and only Doras, and there's some gates that anybody can use.
But if we get rid of the Ice Torque and the Ice King, get rid of all the Torques, maybe all of your MMO people want to go back then, right? Because that's where they came from?
No.
Why?
The Ice Talk just accelerated what was already happening. I'll go and get, probably easiest if I go get Darius and his wife, and they can explain it to you. But because they were the rulers. I go get Darius and Claire Logan.
All right, hold on a minute. Let me go get them. Come on, Cat. We're going outside.
Fucking drags some lady and some guy who are fucking hog-tied into the fucking room. Speak.
But yes, I'll get them and they can explain it to you. But from what they told me, the ice talks, that wasn't the crux of the situation. That just accelerated things.
But hasn't like generations probably gone by now?
No, so it's not that people die in a day. People get to an adult in a month. They don't then die in another month's time.
So why don't we go there and help them die?
Because I don't believe these people want their kids killed as a way of solving it. Otherwise, they would have done it themselves.
Yeah, but you don't have to tell them, do you?
But they decided to leave. That's
What
why
about
they
sending the
decided to
McKays
leave.
and the Maddoxes and the Swades of the team in there?
But yes, as I said, let Darius and Claire explain it to you.
All right.
He goes and gets a very charismatic black man with dreadlocks who's in his probably early 40s, and a blonde lady, maybe in her 30s, brings them in, and they're introduced to you as Darius and Claire.
Okay.
And seats are brought in for them, and you guys are having a light dinner while chatting.
Yep.
How can we be of assistance?
I introduce everyone who they are not familiar with.
All right.
Swade was interested in we've just been trying to hash out how we might resolve your situation, and Swade was interested in the background.
Well, how far back should we go? Says Darius.
So Swade was thinking that if the ice tail was removed and the ice talks, if that would make things, and I've already said no, but I thought it would best if you guys explain the overall big picture and the reasoning behind
like
it.
I said, how far back do you want to make? Should I start it from the beginning of when we were playing a video game, or not that far back?
I don't know. Swade, what do you want to know? Go for it. Fire away.
All right. So you were playing a video game.
Yes, and we all spawned in the world that has become called MMO world. And we had paid extra to get in on like a beta or alpha test and stuff, and to have a good spawning point as opposed to everybody else. And so we're in the Middle Valley, and time went on, and eventually the company that was doing it went under and bought out by a different company, and then they began cracking open the cryopods, presumably to do testing on people. Alex Kinley at that point got involved, and we were going through a lot of different ideas on how to save us, like moving the cryopods to somewhere else, Burlington or something. What?
Yeah.
What? Am I freezing up?
No.
He's
Okay.
back.
No,
Okay.
Freddie dropped from roll.
Freddie's constantly dropping from Roll20 because Verizon hates his ass, or whoever is in charge of it. So anyway, then Kinley discovered that by making an airship called the Lucky Leprechaun, if we were to fly through the giant whirlpool, which was not easy, but apparently he's a great airship pilot. We did not know that. Into Burlington, that severed the connection, and so we managed to get the 800, or at that time it was about 1,000 of us saved. By the way, I don't know where people, GM note, I don't know where people came up with 200 or 300. There's closer to like 800 people here.
Okay,
So.
I thought you said
No, there's lots of people
200,
here.
300.
No. So anyway, no, you have bigger problems than that. Why do you think they all cuddle with fucking Freddy? It's not out of love. It's out of space needs. Anyway, so then we got everybody ferried through to Burlington to break the connection. So they're basically playing with our corpses, and then we discovered where Dora's and stuff. And time went on. Nature took its course. He smiles at his wife. She smiles at him. Nature. And we began having a lot of kids and such there. Eventually, the kids, there became a discrepancy it was almost social class thing. The people who couldn't die, the people who could die. And somebody, they look at Freddie because everything gets blamed on Freddie, usually because he's at fault, said, why not just let them run it? And so we gave it some thought and decided it was a good idea, but we needed somewhere to go. Hence, we all came here. And apparently letting 2 and 3-year-olds run things is not the way to go. So we decided just to, give them a few decades to mature. And, right now, last we heard, Freddie keeps reassuring us that he's looking for a new area for us to, because we all want to be as a group. Unfortunately, we are still having kids because, Freddie promised us birth control. He brought a handful of pills, but that didn't last long. And so we're kind of going through another cycle of this, and we're getting worried because, there's a lot of people here. And we're doing our best. We have a lot of skilled craftsmen and stuff. We're not adventurers so much as refugees, Mr. Swade.
So if you were originally from a place in a cryopod, right? Your body's in a cryopod. So now, is this your avatar or?
Yes, we all look like our avatars, which is good for me and Claire because this is our avatars we had chosen.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not really sure how that worked or why, but the place we came from was really horrible. It was run by mega corporations and things like that. Definitely don't want to ever go back there.
They're from Night City.
Okay.
San Angeles.
Which was another zone.
No, the same zone where Hong Kong is.
We heard it got nuked, and good riddance to bad rubbish, we say. No, we don't, says Claire. He's like, well, you know what I mean. She's like, not everybody was bad. He says,
Okay. So there are real bodies, supposedly, which are in a zone that we don't consider real.
You don't?
Or destroyed.
As far as we know, we're not sure what happened to all of them.
They could have been shipped off somewhere, but if they were in the area of San Angeles, they were either turned into Cybermen or nuked, or both.
The Cybermen threat is real. At least it was.
Zog, one of Zog's generals, invaded San Angeles and was basically turning people into Cybermen.
So, okay, how do you know we're not bots?
We don't.
You could be.
Was it just a game?
We already know we're in a simulation.
We don't
How
know.
do you
It
know?
could be in another layer.
I 99% believe it.
So my body can be in another zone here in a pod.
Could be. They both agree. Let's just hope that no egomaniacal corporation gets hold of it for experiments, because it caused a lot of our people to simply wink out of existence. Free your mind.
Quaid.
They both look at him.
So why don't you guys just want to settle here? Why do you want to move on?
This play, we have a lot of people who chose to play elves, and elves don't seem to be liked at all here. We occasionally get hate mail and stuff. The only good elf is a dead elf. Elf lovers should die. Things like that. Although,
have you considered moving in with the elves?
You know, the elves say that the only good Australian is a dead Australian.
Well, I met them. They look kind of nice.
They just
A bit
give you
paranoid.
look. We've
They were a
learned
little
not to.
paranoid.
I understand that, Freddie, but you have to understand, he says, places his hand gently on your shoulder. We've learned to ignore you. So that's what's been going on, Mr. Swade. He says, sitting back in his chair.
All right, so you're looking for a
I
place
think-
that you can settle that
That we
As a
can all
is tolerant.
They can settle as a group where they will have learnt their lesson and go down an alternate route in regards to the whole breeding and the kids getting all uppity.
If there was some sort of, I don't know, play magic or something like that that could, make it so we don't have kids, we would definitely go for that. I mean, occasionally having a child might be okay, but we definitely don't need all the. And I mean, the women don't even get pregnant very often, but sometimes.
How often do you guys like? How long does it take for you guys
Almost every night. What?
when you die or when you go away or whatever? How long does it take for you to reset, and where do you reset at?
Well, a couple of people have died by accidents here, like boards and stuff falling on them. They look at Freddy.
And
What?
And
And
continue.
Oh, and they have come back here. Usually it takes a day.
Where do you appear when you come back here? Like if you were to die, where are you going to come back at?
Well, I'm not really sure. The other people came back in their quarters.
I start walking around my room. Okay. So they just come back to wherever they slept last?
Well, not yeah. So far, we've got a very limited look. We're not wanting to test this because everybody comes back weaker, much weaker. Yeah, they're keeping an eye on Colburn now, just in case he's like, "Let's test it, chap." They're keeping a fucking eye on him. You're not gonna let him test it, are you, Ambassador McKay? No. Good. Thank you. They relax slightly.
How do you punish your criminals here?
Well, we turn them over to the ambassador.
Hey, Ambassador.
Mhm.
Question. When they reset, they get weaker every time, right?
Yes, and eventually they start coming back.
What are you doing for population control? There's places that have laws where once you have a kid, you can't have any more, or there are punishments for this.
They're looking at him like he's Hitler.
So they treat people in a way that, I don't know, makes them be responsible based on the space they have available to them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like fucking locust. I look at the two of them.
They glare at you. You seem to be making friends.
Wait.
Giving our questions, Mr. Swade, we've really got to get back to our duties.
I got like 2 more questions here. So,
all right.
You said the Australians don't like elves, correct?
No. The beastkin don't like elves.
Oh, the Australians like elves just fine.
That's why they're here at the embassy.
That's right.
So why don't you just send them to Australia?
Australia does not exist in this world.
Then how can you have an embassy to a place that doesn't exist?
Because I'm Australian. I was the first human they encountered, along with Doc.